topic of our presentation is Alash movement.
The Alash movement was a social and political movement in Kazakhstan in the early 20th century. It was led by a group of intellectuals and activists known as the Alash Orda, which included figures such as Ahmet Baytarsunov, Mirjaq Abdulatov, and Alixan Bukikhanov. Ahmet Baytarsunov was one of the recognized leaders of the Alash movement and a prominent social-political figure of the early 20th century. He was especially active during the years of the First Russian Revolution. In particular, with his direct participation, the petition Qarqaralı was made and sent to the Tsarist government. In 1907 and 1909, Ahmet Baytarsunov was imprisoned for his active political activity. From 1913 and 1918 year, Baytarsunov, together with the supporters, published in Orenburg the national newspaper Kazakh. He became one of the organizers of Alash party and the government of Alash Orda. As other figures of Alash, he gave great importance to the decision of land question. The land question is a question of life and death of Kazakhs. He invited the Kazakhs to cherish the land of their ancestor as the apple of their eye and to support this tradition in every way possible.
One of the active participants of the national liberation movement was Mirjaq Abdulatov. In 1904, in Omsk, he met with Alixan Bukikhan and Ahmet Baytarsunov and became actively involved in socio-political activities and the Alash movement. So in 1907 in St. Petersburg, he began publishing the newspaper Serke. When in June 1907, Kazakhs were deprived of the right to participate in the elections to the State Duma, Mirjaq Abdulatov opposed the royal decree. So in 1909, in Kazan, the publishing house Shark published a collection of his poems Oyan Kazakh, Wake Up Kazakh. The author conveyed the plight of the people in poetic form and also suggested ways out of the current difficult situation. The poet considered it important to build mosques and madrasas everywhere, to educate young people in the spirit of respect for Islam, folk customs and traditions. He opposed the land policy of the Tsarist government, which took away land from local residents and the presence of missionaries in the place of residence of the Kazakh population. Contemporaries called this book a national manifesto regarding the release of the collection. The prosecutor of the Semipalatinsk district court wrote, "The pamphlet Wake Up Kazakh in its content is an appeal to the Kyrgyz youth, inciting to the overthrow of the exciting social system in the state."
The main program settings of the party Alash. The leaders of the Alash movement in their writings developed and outlined the provisions on national and state building, unification of equal independent states, local self-government, equality, freedom of religion, defense of the country, fair taxation, justice and court, legal protection of workers, accessibility of education, land issues. The party sought to promote the Kazakh language, culture and traditions, and to form a strong sense of national identity among the Kazakh people. The party sought greater autonomy for Kazakhstan with a national government that would represent the interests of Kazakh people. They advocated expanding access to education for all Kazakhstans. They sought to create a more just society with greater interest in economic development. The program of the party clearly formulated social democratic ideas: national identity, autonomy, education, economic development.
In conclusion, we say that despite its limited success, the Alash movement remains an important part of Kazakh history, and its leaders are remembered as heroes and champions of Kazakh independence and national identity. In the end of our presentation, we have reference list.